All right, hi guys. I kind of changed around my setup, so I hope that you guys are going to be able to hear me and everything all right. Um, we're going to continue on to our next section, and we're going to be going backwards from where we were before. We're going to be talking about decimals, from decimals to fractions. All right, let me move this a little bit. All right, so what this kind of means and what this looks like is kind of like this. If we are taking a decimal, for example, we're going to take 0.5, and then we're going to move it into a fraction. We have kind of a way that we do this for fractions and decimals that are much trickier. Now, I think a lot of us would probably look at, oh, 0.5, that's half of something, that's like 50 cents. And I could write this as a fraction as 1/2. But as we continue going harder and we find more difficult things, we're going to need some more steps. Okay, so let's write down, we have 3 steps to kind of go through this process. And we need to find the numerator, we need to find the denominator, and then we have to simplify. Okay, so determine numerator. And what we're going to do is we're just going to use the digits to the right of the decimal point. Step 2, we're going to determine the denominator. Remember, it's the numerator over the denominator. And to do that, you're going to use the place value of the last digit in the decimal. For example, if the last digit is here, it would be 1/10. If the last digit is here, it would be 1/100, because this is the hundredths place. And if the last digit is here, it would be the thousandths place. And then lastly, you simplify. Now, I don't think this is going to be particularly difficult, but the hardest part is going to be the simplification at the end. Let's take a look at a first example. Let's look at this. We're going to take, I'm going to try to use my new colors. Example 1, we're going to take 0.35 to fraction. All right, so our steps go like this. First, determine the numerator, digits to the right of the decimal point. Okay, 35, easy enough. Determine the denominator, the place value of the last digit in the decimal. Okay, we have tenths and hundredths. So my fraction is going to look like this, 35/100. The problem with this, though, is I need to do that last step. I need to simplify. So here I'm going to, let's see, I could probably fit 5 into both sides. 35 divided by 5, that should be 7. How many 5s are in 100? Well, I can do that real quick. Oops, there are 2 5s times 10. 0, bring down a 0. I can say there's 0. And I've got 20. So I have 7/20 to get to my fraction. Okay? Kind of makes sense. Let's look at another one. Sorry if I'm going fast, but you guys can always stop and rewatch it, which is why I'd rather go faster than slower. Okay, take a look at this one. We're going to take 2.4 to the mixed number. So here we're going to kind of save that 2 for later, just like we've been doing when we were taking fractions and bringing them to decimals. And I'm going to focus on this 0.4. So I'm going to put 4, let's look at our little steps. Determine the numerator, digits to the right of the decimal point. Okay, a 4 over, well, I just have one number, so I'm going to be able to use my tenths. So I have 4 over 10. Well, I need to simplify that. I can divide by 2. So I have 2/5. Now I need to bring my whole number back from before, and I can write my answer as 2 and 2/5. Okay? Kind of makes sense? If you feel like you get it, go on ahead. I'm going to do a couple more using slightly bigger numbers. Remember, our key here is to simplify it, and that's the hardest step of this kind of section and style. All right, let's look at this one. We're going to take 0.5, example 3, oops, almost wrote 2, and we're going to take 0.5 to a fraction. Okay, just like before, now I used this as an example earlier, but in this way we can look at how we can do it using the correct steps. So here we have, my numerator is going to be a 5, and then this is only one decimal past, so I'm going to be able to say 5/10. And both of these I know are divisible by 5, and this is going to give me 1/2. So my answer, taking 0.5 to a fraction, gives me 1/10. All right, look at this one, example 4. We're going to take 3.21 and turn it into a mixed number. Now, I'm going to save my 3 for later, and then I'm going to look at this 21. 21 is going to be my numerator, because whatever is back here I use. And then I have my tenths and my hundredths. So I have 21 hundredths. Now, this is simplified because there's no numbers that I can fit into both. 21 is divisible by 7, divisible by 3, divisible by 21, divisible by 1, but that doesn't really help me. So I am set, but I don't have my answer just yet. I need to get that 3 back that I had before. So 3 and 21 hundredths is going to be my simplified version of doing this, okay? Let's do one last one. And we're going to take 0.25 to a fraction. And this is going to give us, okay, find our numerator using our first step. It's just going to be 25 tenths hundredths. Okay, I have 25 100ths. Now to simplify again, I can easily see that there is a 5 that goes into both. 25, I know that is 5 times goes into there. And 5 goes into 100 20 times. Right? Yeah. Sorry. And 5/20ths, I can even go even deeper. Oh, what I should have done earlier is just divided by 25. Divide by 5 again, and I have 1/4. Which should be kind of obvious because 25 cents is the same as a quarter. 1/4 is a quarter of a whole. All right. Good luck on the homework. It should not be too difficult, but good luck anyway.